All right, YouTube, we back again this morning. Early Sunday morning, man. I got a little extra time. I'm relaxing. Uh, some things to do today, but it'll be toward the afternoon. But it's your boy Zulu. Gotta like, share, subscribe, comment. I mentioned in the stream 2, 3 days ago that women in this country are poly. Now, everybody can make the case that a lot of people are poly, but the reason why I'm stating that women are poly because women are walking hypocrites. The average woman in America is constantly complaining, crying, and demanding monogamy when they're not monogamy. When they're not monogamous, they don't practice monogamy. Sorry for that. Make sure I get my words together for you. Um, However, men have been more traditional and in more accordance with monogamy based upon that they thought that was the right thing to do. So making the case that everybody is poly isn't a good defense when you have to single out women who just don't line up with the things that they say. Um, they want men to be traditional always at all times when they can bend the rules for themselves, have their cake and eat it too, have lots of options. Uh, that also goes into just acknowledging their hypergamy, which to me is a creep factor. I really don't acknowledge their hypergamy um, because at some point, especially when you look at their choices in life and where they're at in life, um, hypergamy is only valid early on if it's handled properly in a certain way. So I just don't deem hypergamy as something to be generalized and not looked at in a way to where yes, women may have that as their nature, but they have to handle it and go about it the right way for me to acknowledge it. Otherwise, I'm just going to look at it as a creep factor. But when you look at the average woman of today, they'll tell you what kind of man they want, and they'll tell you what a man's supposed to be doing. And a lot of these women have never had the proper examples of men in their lives. They get a lot of this information from media, TV, propaganda, lots of inappropriate and inflamed sources. Pretty much anything that doesn't have anything to do with a nuclear family, the natural interaction and dynamic and breakdown of male and female. That's the main thing. But they'll seek out all this information from all these sources, formulate their preferences. All the while, they're indulging, um, and they indulge in many ways. I talked about how poly or the ways to be poly doesn't really isn't limited to sex. Uh, Attention can cause them to be poly. They can seek out attention. It's whatever it is that they're seeking, right? So we know, based upon what I've shared with y'all, that dating wasn't really invented for men. Dating came about in the late 1800s, at the turn of the 19th century. Uh, it was it was defined and observed in response to a woman living the city life, which, quote unquote, was to be early stages of the modern woman. Seeing different men leaving one male suitor heartbroken. So the history of dating, as far as the definition and the practice, revolves around a man getting his heart broken and a woman going off to venture out to do other things with other men, multiple men. Poly, correct? Men participated in various ways over time. You have been brainwashed to thinking that's the process that you're supposed to partake in. I've been there. Uh, it's been passed down for over a century now, and we're just now coming to terms with that it isn't for us, right? It's a woman's game. Um, you can never outdo a woman's magnetism of her sexual attention. Uh, Her sexual attention is going to attract more of the opposite sex than you could attract, right? And then how can she handle this? How does she handle this attention? It's a lot of responsibility being a woman, being able to handle um, beauty and looks and attraction. It's a lot of responsibility. I get it. Just like I said, how hypergamy is handled. But these women just don't handle these things well because they don't want to. They don't have the teachings, the training, the upbringing. They don't have the dedication. Um, the man that they would want, if they had the dedication, the training, the perseverance, the practice to acquire that man, they would have that man. But they don't want to do the work. And they also wanted to indulge. That's the biggest thing that is not being talked about is they will not say it. We wanted to indulge. And then we thought we could just at the drop of a dime find something worthwhile good and just put a stop to it and get back to the American dream. And it doesn't happen like that, and it won't happen like that. So what I'm saying to you guys is stop having the conversation that y'all having about these issues. The stuff that I'm telling you is making it clear, cut, and precise that it is a waste of time. One content creator from the next, panel after panel, uh, combinations of males and females on the panel having these discussions. It is useless. These women don't care. The ones that come and talk and even use favorable talking points toward men or try to be equal and have balance aren't to be trusted either because they've been practicing in the indulgement as well. And they're at a certain point. Some of them may have got lucky and acquired a relationship or marriage. But overall, you have to ask why are they here? Why are they having this discussion? I find it funny that women come into male spaces to build platforms and nobody finds it suspicious. Nobody uh, wants to just object. Everybody wants to try to say that it's beneficial in some way. And they have these conversations that really get in the way of you understanding the reality. Because, yeah, it sounds good, it sounds fair, it sounds balanced, it sounds supportive, but all it does is opens you up and makes you forget the overall surrounding and the condition that it's in. And thus that they keep nudging at that little piece of you that wants to have hope for a machine that doesn't produce good results. I don't know by now why you guys haven't figured it out. Like, this is like some stuff Minister Jap would say, like the cheat code. Like, I have figured it out. They are poly in more ways than one. Again, it doesn't always involve sex. The average American woman, especially black women, are poly in everything, just about everything that they do. Whether they're in marriages, relationships, friendships, flings, single, they are poly. They have access, availability, and some type of understanding and agreement and interaction and exchange with another man, whether it be by sex, conversation, talking, um, the DMs, everything. You guys haven't figured it out yet. I figured this out. I've just cracked the code for you guys. None of these women are monogamous. None of them. And then their end game or end goal is that state sanctioned marriage life. And rate and how guys are miserable being married, the constant threat of divorce and her leaving, you being a slave, you being under her rule, only adds to the possibility that you're in a worse position for her to exercise even more poly ways of living, even married under a state sanctioned marriage. I'm gonna walk you through this slowly because I told you this on other streams. I'm gonna walk you through this slowly, right? The first mistake you do is enter into the dating process, especially if you don't go into the dating process with confidence, with being able to speak bold and state your terms and conditions without fear of her saying no, rejecting them, going her own way, or you being looked at a certain way. The dating process isn't for men. But if you go into the dating process saying, hey, look, I like you, I took an interest in you, you actually made it to this date because of your consistency, because you've been talking to me regularly and texting for a week or two. And there's not really any indication of you got a lot going on. You know, you seem pretty timely, consistent. Uh, and I'm also seeing the likelihood of other men being around. You know, and then you just cut into them and you let them know, like, I only date women who are 100% single. She has nothing going on. Um, but She has nothing going on. She's not talking to another dude. She's not going on dates with other dudes. She's not sleeping with nobody currently. And that's the key factor to indicate the beginning stages of how you know a woman is poly. If she goes on multiple dates with different guys, she's poly. If she talks to multiple guys, she's poly. If she definitely is sleeping with multiple guys, she is poly. If women do not offer you a level of respect and loyalty when you first meet them, if they say, "Well, we're not together yet," yeah, they lie about it. But here's the thing about them lying about it, right? You have to have common sense to trust your instincts. See, I used to fail at that. I used to get those key indications, that gut feeling about something not being right, and I would ignore it, or I would have hope, or I would just be in denial about it. Now I don't do that. I understood when I was younger what that was. It was telling me to look, just play the game how it go, or just exit altogether. Yeah, I'm not saying that you should expect the truth from them. What I'm saying is you should gauge to get a better pattern. So let me help you out with that. And I apologize for that. When you approach them the way that I approach them, you just want to mold the situation to where you get a comfortable pattern from them. It's not foolproof. I'm not saying it's foolproof, but at least they know. Look, if this dude finds out I go on another date with another dude, if this dude sees that my phone rings or I get certain types of texts at certain times when I'm around him and I don't respond, if this dude sees that uh, I disappear, I'm unaccounted for my whereabouts, um, then she knows that you're gonna pick up on it, and you either gonna let her know she has been removed from a high interest to just Netflix and chill, or you just exit altogether. Cause see, one thing I want to tell you guys is, regardless of all this stuff they talk about women as far as the advantages they have in the sexual market and stuff like that, you hold that commitment power. And that's another thing for them too. That state sanctioned marriage, yeah, that's an end game, that's a goal. But that commitment power that you possess, that you decide you want to use at your discretion, is something that they can't resist. A whore can't resist the commitment, even though she knows she can't be faithful. So whether you go from a Leela Rashad to a Brittany Renner, that commitment is like crack to them. So anything involving steps toward a commitment, you hold the power to that. And you can start laying down terms and conditions prior to any type of commitment being on the horizon, because that's what they're looking for. They're closed thinkers when it comes to that. The worst of females to take a commitment knowing good and well she don't need one. I'm not telling you guys to offer any commitments or anything like that. What I'm here to do is explain to you guys why these women are poly, why they are useless, why you need to avoid them, why you don't need to take them serious. We're talking about American westernized women. Um, they definitely lie. That's to be expected. They bend the truth, they lie, they hide stuff, they conceal things. That's to be expected. But I want you to pick up on patterns. I want you to develop a pattern that you can operate in, and I want you to be able to see patterns where you know you'd be like, that ain't for me. It's all about patterns, paying attention. So we know they lie. Uh, but the purpose of this stream is to let you know that they're just about all poly in some manner. A lot of people just think poly and cheating and stuff like it involves sex. No, I'm telling you, just her answering her DMs and laughing and giggling when you're not around is being poly. Uh, her having conversations with a guy, with guys, whether they be friends, coworkers, other guys that she know likes them, and that she shouldn't be entertaining them, but she goes ahead and entertains them for her amusement, whether she wants to make fun of them, whether she wants to welcome it, or use it for future purposes as maybe a potential replacement for you. And you got to look at the flip side of it, right? If a woman is aware that you have other women, more than likely she's out of there. If you talk to other women, if you date other women, uh, if you sleep with other women, so you're not getting told these things by none of these content creators. I still don't understand why the word dating is still being used. Date and dating. I don't understand why it's still being used. It should be obsolete at this point. You know. But this stream wasn't gonna be long. It's just it's too general. I can really go in depth. I can dissect it. I mean, I've mentioned this. It's been a part of other streams already, of recent streams. But we know where we at. You're dealing with not just unsuitable women. You're dealing with poly women. Yeah, when you first meet a female, she's getting knocked off by somebody. Um, there's no question. They're not nuns. You know, that's the thing. Everybody's got to understand. They are not nuns. They have a call up. They have a sneaky link. Um, point being, like, if you move too slow for a female, like if you text too long or restricted the phone conversation too long, if you don't meet fast enough, she's out of there. You know, I've seen that many times too. Like if you decide to take your time, females will be out. They'll be like, "Man, I'm trying to do something right now," and they'll try to rush a commitment as well. They'll try to rush a commitment. Uh, Here's the thing, right? Even in a commitment, if a female doesn't delete all her male contacts, literally damn near change her phone number, adjust her social media, or delete it, you really don't have a commitment. And if she doesn't agree to uh, remove all male friendships and contact with any men of the past, exes, people she slept with, boyfriends, you don't have a relationship. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys, and I'm gonna do a stream on that. I've had one female that deleted male contacts out of her phone and cut off contacts with exes, but she didn't adjust her social media, which was key. They have to go through a series of things to truly be committing to you. And yeah, stream that. But if anybody want to come up, I got a little time. I'm getting a lot of notifications. I got a little time. I'll be in the next maybe 30 minutes or so. I'll be having to getting the day going. But let me see here. Let's see here. Yeah, put the link in the chat. The link is in the chat if anybody want to come up if you got time. But these content creators, these dating coaches, all these panels, nobody is breaking down the hardcore facts. Nobody is breaking it down. I'm the only one breaking it down. I'm just so small and I just try to stream when I can. Like this information, man, will help you. Um, Again, like another example is, when women be like, well, we can be friends or I would like to be your friend. You actually think that this woman is going to tell you all the men she's dealing with, or if any, she's going to tell you any man she's dealing with at all, but she wants you to hang around her in friendship? And what is the purpose of that? And you got to think about the other dudes too, right? Like, do these other guys know that she's hanging around you or other men in friendship? And don't get it twisted. People talk about friendship and friend zones all day long. Some friends and dudes in the friend zones do smash. You know, you forget about friends with benefits. So you guys, man, I'm telling you, just the way they move out here is pointless to me. Like I walk around every day now, not amazed, not mesmerized. Um, I'm really looking down. Sounds bad, but that's the way I move about now. I look down, and my mouth is real sharp. I pretty much say what I want to say, or sometimes I don't say nothing at all because I'd rather not even bother. I'd be like disgusted. Doesn't mean I don't like women or I hate women or I can't talk to women. I pick and choose very carefully, very strategically when to talk and when not to talk, when to engage. And I always see it for what it's worth. This most of the time is pastime. If I go do that, that's pastime. That's something for me to do pastime. Yep. But the link is in the chat, man. Anybody want to click on it and come on up, man? You're welcome to come up. We got a little time. I'm gonna try to do some more streams later on today. Y'all might get 2 or 3 more streams today. We knocked down 2. Uh, my work week is rigorous, man. I get it in, man. I try to. I'm telling you, by the time I get home, and I've been getting home late. If I get home in between 6:30, 7:30, I can pull a stream off for y'all. But when I start getting home after 8 and stuff like that, got to shower, got to eat, got to get ready for the next day. You look up, it's already 10 something. You dead tired. You been on your feet 8, 10, 12 hours. You know, but Coach Greg, I looked at an old stream of Coach Greg, and he said he done a 90-day commitment to streaming. So I think I'm gonna try it out. It might help things. Just try to do however many streams I can for 90 days straight. But the link is in the chat. Anybody want to come up? Come on up. We got 3 heads in the building. Anybody want to come on up? Come on up. Uh, you know, just say this. When I start doing panels, man, it ain't gonna be like this foolishness, man. Y'all been seeing, man. It's been crazy. Yep. If don't nobody want to come up, man, we'll go ahead and close out. You can go ahead and comment too if you want as well. But remember, check my other streams too. That mention women being poly. Just check those streams. But that's what you're up against. You're up against a hypocritical poly machine that's faking to be monogamous or claiming to be monogamous and want monogamy in return. You're up against a poly machine, and poly just don't involve sex. It involves other things too. But this is your boy Zulu Gullah. Like, share, subscribe, comment, man. I'm gonna get at y'all later on today. Um, spread the word, man. Spread the message, man. Let's build the channel up, man. And we'll be back, man. Y'all be safe, man, and enjoy your Sunday so far.